Cool. Hello, Andre.
Hello, everybody.
And hello, Lydia.
Hello, Alan.
How do you do, guys?
I want to sleep. I don't know
are you
anyone
sleeping?
else. Yeah.
You must have just returned from work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Likewise. And I was sleepy earlier, but I'm not very sleepy now. I'm looking forward to having dinner.
Yeah.
My wife is
Likewise.
cooking beans. I don't know. I think you might have this in Russia as well. It's a.
Fasol.
Is that what you call it?
Fasol.
Fasol. Fasol.
Da, yes.
Beans, maybe. No? Beans.
Yeah, beans. They very healthy for you. Yes, they're very healthy. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not teaching in a class tonight. So I'm at home. You can read my mind, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A rocket launcher.
Yeah, they tend to give you quite a lot of explosions and all sorts of yeah. But anyways, so how was your day otherwise? Alex, I see you're exhausted from work.
Not from work maybe, but on Wednesday I usually have duty shift for evening shift, and I must sit and be sure to everything is going fine, and that time I could sleep till 9 or even 10, and now this week it hasn't been so. It wasn't so. My colleague asked me to give him this shift, and I have to get up as usual on Wednesday. And I see now that it's a lack of this day, this good day morning. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's tough to find a job where every day is different.
Yeah.
It'll be really. I think anyone who has a job where every day is different is very fortunate.
Maybe yes.
Teaching is kind of like that, but certain jobs, they can be very tedious.
Most of them
very tedious and repetitive, depending on what kind of job it is and what work you're doing. But a lot of jobs are like that, unfortunately, and people just look forward to the weekend and coming home and so on. But yeah, Andre, how was your day?
Nothing special. I still stayed home, and I work only
certain days.
TeamViewer, maybe you know such application, TeamViewer. You can distantly use your office computer or something like that.
It's like remote desktop.
Remote, something like, yes, it's very close.
TeamViewer. Everyone knows about it, yeah.
And I work through TeamViewer and do some not so hard operations because we practically have no clients for now in our company, and it's a very stupid thing to sit in the office and to wait as someone call you and ask about something, but do not buy it at all. And it's so boring, and I think I prefer to be at home and to devote time to my health, because I still have problem. and I visited new doctors with new problem, and it's also very annoying for me.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Unfortunately.
Well, that's a good thing if you can, if you have the option to work from home. It's really, really good.
Yes,
It's really good.
I had an agreement with my boss and just say to him that I prefer to be home and to do best for our company, but not for sitting in the office.
Is your work far from your house? Do you have to travel or commute?
Not so far, but I need about 40 minutes to get there by the public transport or metro. And it's not so interesting to go there every day and to spend more than half an hour
Yeah, definitely.
for that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good thing. Then you've got this agreement. Yeah. It's a good thing. Yeah, I've also, when I was in Liverpool, I worked in Liverpool for about 8 months. This was a while back before I was a teacher, and I did a bit of quality assurance for like a university sector, or it was for a school, and it was to do with testing programs, making sure that programs are functioning and working for the students and the teachers to be able, to use those programs. So there were times where I didn't have to go to the office. Maybe just once a week I would go, just to show my face, and the rest is just from home. It's I can do it from home. I just log on to the servers, and it was great. I really enjoyed it.
Yes, I think it's maybe very efficient, for example, to work 2 or 3 hours per day, but with maximum concentration and with maximum result.
Absolutely.
Than to sit 8 hours and to wait for nothing.
I know. Yeah. It depends. Certain individuals can't really do that. Certain individuals just feel like they have to leave the house in order to go to work. I have a friend of mine who is also able to work from home, but he chooses not to. He goes to work every morning, 9 to 5. He wants to have that.
Some people like.
Yeah. Lydia, are you the same, or would you also like to work from home if you had the choice?
Yes, of course. And yesterday my boss said me that I can work at home because of epidemic of flu, and some people is ill, are ill, and it was this decision of our boss.
Well, that's good. So for a whole week, you're going to be working at home, or how long will it be?
Yes, I must be at home, but I must be online. Keep in touch with clients and partners and so on.
Well, that's good. So we are almost all of us are working from home except for Alex. Sorry, Alex.
No, it's okay. I think for me, working at home, it will be not so good because at home I have all the conveniences, and I think I'll be not working, just surfing internet, playing games. So it's rather not concentrating for me. So in the office, it will be strict and useful for me.
You need someone watching over you.
Yeah, something like that. I know that if there was a deadline on the project, I'm working better.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, sometimes we do tend to get a bit lazy or sidetracked. Where we should be doing work, we might go and websites we shouldn't be on, or playing games, Facebook, whatever. Yeah. Okay, looks like nobody else joined. I was hoping to get some more students before I play the video, but nevertheless, without further ado, let us begin our penultimate lesson, or penultimate episode, rather, for this IELTS Preparation Series 2. What we're going to do, this is the 25th episode, yeah? And next week we will have the 26th, which is the final one. And then we have, actually what I'll do is a repeat of, I believe it was the 23rd. Some of you mentioned, I think Lydia, it was you, that it would be good to kind of revise this episode. Do you remember we did it? It was about pronunciation of the silent H.
Yes, and also yesterday we have a very interesting lesson about words which from another languages.
All right. Yes.
It will be good if because I haven't opportunity to know how to pronounce how to say these strange words because they are not English.
True, true. Yeah, okay, so I'll keep that in mind. Hopefully next week, if we finish the revision of that other episode 23 about the H, the silent H, we will maybe squeeze this one in as well, and hopefully do both of them. Okay, just remind me, because I might forget about this one next week. All right, so let us get started. Sit back and relax. Get your cup of coffee or tea or whatever you like to drink, and I will play the video. Okay, here we go.
Hello, I'm Margot Politis. Welcome to Study English IELTS Preparation. Today on Study English, we're going to give you some tips and strategies for answering Task 1 IELTS academic questions. We'll look at what's involved in planning an essay, and then we'll try planning answers to some practice questions. Task 1 of the IELTS academic module asks you to describe data. The keyword is describe. That means you don't need to comment on or interpret the data. Your task is only to describe the data. When you're writing a description, it's important to know what the context is and who your audience is. In Task 1, the audience is usually a university lecturer or a teacher, so we know that it should be formal. Let's review what we know about Task 1. The keyword is describe, and the context is formal. There's a range of things you might be asked to describe. Let's have a look at some examples. You might be asked to describe data. That could be in a bar graph, or column graph, a pie chart, or a line graph. Or it could be presented in the form of a table. You might have to describe some kind of process or cycle. You could also be shown a diagram of a machine or object and asked to describe the parts or the function. Now let's take a look at a practice question. Here's an example Task 1 question. This table gives participation rates in higher education in New South Wales for males and females according to home location in urban, rural or remote areas for the year 2004. We also have a graph. The graph shows the same information as the table. We can see that we have information about the number of men and women who go on to higher education or university in 3 different areas. Before we can describe this data, it's a good idea to think about how to organise our description. There are two options. It's up to you which one you choose, but let's look at each of them. With option 1, you could divide your essay up into an introductory paragraph and 2 body paragraphs. One paragraph would describe male participation rates in each of the 3 locations, while the other paragraph would describe female participation rates. So our essay would be structured like this. The first paragraph is the introductory paragraph. It should only have 2 sentences. Sentence 1 should paraphrase the question, and sentence 2 should outline your approach to the data. The second 2 paragraphs are body paragraphs 1 and 2. In the first, you might address female participation rates for each location: urban, rural, and remote. In body paragraph 2, you'd talk about male participation rates for each location: urban, rural, and remote. Or you could try option 2 and divide the essay up into 3 body paragraphs, 1 for each of the locations. The essay would be structured like this, with an introductory paragraph, as always, then 3 body paragraphs. Body paragraph 1 would discuss urban participation rates for males and females. Body paragraph 2 would discuss rural participation rates for males and females. And body paragraph 3 would be used to discuss remote participation rates for males and females. There's no clear answer as to which way is better. They are both correct. But remember that your essay needs to be at least 150 words. Now let's take a closer look at how to structure your essay. The first paragraph is always the introductory paragraph. There should be 2 sentences in your introductory paragraph. Sentence 1 aims to paraphrase the question by telling the reader what the topic is. It is important not to just copy the question. You can use the language of the question and build your own sentence. In sentence 2, outline how you will organize the data and therefore how you'll organize the essay. Let's try to write our introductory paragraph. It might look like this. The table presents data supplied by the Department of Education, Employment and Training on the participation rates in higher education for males and females in 2004. The data is for 3 locations: urban, rural, and remote. So our first sentence tells us about the question. It includes information about where and when the data has come from. Our second sentence tells the reader that we have divided the data into 3 sections. There will be 3 body paragraphs, 1 each about the urban, rural, and remote data. This is an introductory paragraph for option 2. The order of the paragraphs will follow the order given in our introduction: urban, then rural, and then remote. So let's review and take an overall look at the essay we're creating. Let's say we've decided to go with option 1. Remember, that was an essay with 2 body paragraphs, one describing female participation rates for the 3 locations and one describing male participation rates. So let's start with our introductory paragraph. We might write, the table presents data supplied by the Department of Education, Employment and Training on the participation rates in higher education in 2004 from 3 locations: urban, rural, and remote. The data is divided into 2 sets: female and male participation. Notice our second sentence tells the reader that the data will be presented according to female and male participation rates. So our first body paragraph will be about data for female participants. Here's the structure of body paragraph 1. It shows female participation rates in each of the 3 locations. Body paragraph 2 will describe male participation rates for each of the 3 areas. Now let's finish with another example. Here's our data. It's a table. You can see that it shows data for the number of international students studying intensive English courses in Australia. We have the number of students in 2002, 2003, and 2004 for 5 countries: China, Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and the Netherlands. So how could you structure this essay? One option is to have body paragraphs for each of the 3 years. Within those paragraphs, you'd have to describe data for the 5 countries. You might be able to think of some other structuring options as well. If you want to practice with some more examples, just go to our Study English website. It's at abcasiapacific.com/studyenglish. And that's all for today. I'll see you next time for more. Bye-bye.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Graphs. Ladies first.
It's today is not so how to say, it's a little bit boring for female maybe.
Okay.
In this video, Margaret Pilates told us how we can pass or answer on task 1 academic IELTS exam. And the first she said about describe data. It's task describe data. It's formal, and we don't show our attention. We must only describe what formally this topic, and she said that our answer must have 140 words, and maybe another someone describe this video because so many formal.
Was it that boring that it made you fall asleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a bit tricky, trickier than others and than the other episodes, and yeah, there's not much really that you can explain because it's talking about, you know.
Yes, she said about kind of scheme and column graph, pie chart, line graph, table, and she said about structure, how we can do our answer. And it's at first introductory paragraph, which consists body paragraph 1, body paragraph 2, and what else? Nothing more maybe.
Okay, that's good. That was a good try, good effort. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Lydia. All right, Andre, let's hear your summary.
It was really useful video because Margot gave us very practical and useful advices for doing best to write the first essay in the writing test of IELTS. The main ideas were first of all, you need to use the formal language to describe different types of data, but you mustn't use your personal opinions or interpretation in your own. Just you need to describe data to show your understanding how to organize and structurize different type of information. For example, the main task may be used data in such types like bar graphs, line graphs, pie chart, and also data may describe some process or technology and производственный цикл, cycle processes. And the next key which gave us Margot, it's discussion how to structurize information in your essay. At least two types of grouping of information may be used for writing. And general structure should include, first of all, paraphrasing of the title of the task in your own way, and the second sentence of the introduction paragraph should be include your own dividing of the next information. For example, like it was in two parts about female and male, or in other principle to use dividing for three parts to describe urban, rural, and remote participation of the students. And practically, that's all for me.
Okay, that was really well done, well summarized. Thank you very much, Andre. Spot on. Okay, Alex, let's hear your summary.
Yeah. So this video was about task 1 of IELTS exam. Yeah. First of all, in this task you will be describing some data. It may be data graphs, schemes, tables, and etc. And you must do describing this in a formal context, like you are presenting some this information for students, maybe. It must be consist of 150 words, as I suppose, and there's not much to say about anything else except organizing. Your essay must be organized with at least 3 parts. First of all, intro parts where you must paraphrase the question. Sorry, and it must consist of how do you organize your this data in your essay. So in this table they gave us, there was two options how to organize this. First of all, it was intro and body 1 and body 2, where it consists of a male and female table or data maybe. And second one is intro and 3 bodies, when you talking about place, urban, rural, or remote place to study. And what else? I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Alex. Good summary as well. Yeah, we're getting really good at this. You see, every time we do these summaries after these videos, you notice, I notice that your fluency is improving. You know, you're thinking in English rather than thinking in your native language.
Yeah.
This is very important. Once you start doing that, that's a great sign of, you know, accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thumbs up for that, for all 3 of you. Okay, so now let's get down to the nitty-gritty and look at the notes. Now here are 21 pages, and we're going to go through all of them.
Really?
No, I'm
It's
just
joke.
kidding.
It's a joke.
20 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely, that's a
Oh.
joke. As you can see at the very top here, I don't know if you can tell, this is the first page of 21.
It's great time for discussing so technical English. How to say technical?
Technical.
Technical reading.
Technically, wow.
Yeah, you almost bought it, huh? You almost bought it. Alex bought it, but Lydia, she knew it was a joke. Andre, what do you think? Did you think I was for real?
It depends on the concentration and our willing.
Yeah.
Will is strong.
The most part of this information is well known for us, I
know
think,
that,
because we do such type of writing in Russian many times, and it's a general logic and
Yes, good.
nothing special. But of course, we need to adopt this information to the IELTS special, and nothing more.
Absolutely, yeah. So the principle is pretty much the same in every language, and this just gives you the English version and some keywords to remember and to use, especially when it comes to graphs, you know, tables, charts, and so on. So I won't bore you with all the detailed information, because you know she mentioned some of them. She mentioned some examples, and you can actually look at all of them in your private time, in your spare time. So let's just have a look at this tip here. It's necessary in task 1, academic writing, to quickly identify the main or significant features of a given graphic text. So a table, graph, object, process, or procedure. Summarize these and make comparisons where relevant. So you need to look for significant features such as trends which stand out in a graph, key stages in a process or procedure, important characteristics of an object. And then develop your skills in organizing a summary of information supplied, including relevant information, using a variety of sentence types and appropriate vocabulary. Always check your spelling, obviously. So then here it just gives us the some examples, and so what's the requirement, yeah, of the candidate, of yourself, if you're taking the exam. So you need to summarize the information supplied in a graph text, select and report the main features, and then make comparisons where relevant. So we've already mentioned these. These are the types that we can expect. And then number one would be graphs or table. Gives you an example, as you can see here. Then column graph. That's what it looks like. Pie chart or pie graph. Yeah. Do you know what this is called on the right, this box? Who knows
Legend?
what? Yes, legend. Very good. This is the legend. Excellent. Okay. Then we have the line graph. Obviously, line. And then secondly, the process. And there is an example in the first series that we've done a long time ago, in episode 7 and 18. Then 30 is a cycle, and also there is an example of this in episode 12 of the first series. Then the procedure. Procedure is different from a process. So, for example, how to make a copy of a document using a photocopier. Here's a photocopier. So you might find a question like this in the box, saying, below is an illustration of a photocopier which is used to make copies of documents. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features, and make comparisons where relevant. So 3 things. So it tells you where what is located. All right. And then this is actually the sample answer. So I don't think we'll have the time to go through this because for obvious reasons. I think we'll only have about 10 minutes left. So we have some, unless you have a question, or would you like
when we describe about this video, guys said about this video is about, and but maybe like this illustration is of or is about.
No, in this case we would say of. This illustration, this is the illustration.
Mm-hmm. But video is about, yes?
Yeah, the video is about. True. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point. It's a good question. Okay, so here we have the sample answer. This is what's expected of you. Yeah. So there are actually 4 paragraphs. As you can see, the first one obviously is the introduction with 2 sentences. So we have the orientation and the outline for essay. Key vocabulary, there's quite a bit. The ones that are mentioned in the actual illustration. And then the second and the third is the body. And finally, we have the conclusion. And it's using transition signals, yeah, like to start with, and so on. Next, very important to use these. Okay. All right. So, moving on. Then we have the object number 5. For example, how something works. Again, you can refer to the 6th episode of our 2nd series. It's about technology. So this is another possible question, an example question, and so on. Okay, so there's a whole lot here. This is only the 5th page. So you can, you know, it gives you the options, or the several options that you can choose of putting the essay together, and so on. Also very.
You didn't cheat us. It's really 21.
I told you. Yeah.
21 pages. I see.
It's very long. It's very long. Yeah. So what you need to do is basically sit down. If ever you do intend to do this IELTS exam, some of you who have already done it, who intend to resit this exam, this is going to be very, very helpful for you. You can sit down and perfect your writing task. This will help you get top marks. Okay, so this takes individual just practice. Yeah. Okay, so any questions?
No.
No, I'd like us to move on. Alex?
No.
No? Okay, I'd like us to start with the activity PDF. So here we have actually 4 activities. Let's try and do as much as we can. So for the first activity, we need to choose the correct preposition to complete the following sentences. So this should be not such a great challenge, I hope. So let's see. I'll make it a bit bigger for you guys. So, Lydia, could you start with the first one, please?
Over the next couple of years, the price of plasma televisions is expected to drop by?
Yes, very good.
By 20%.
Excellent. Yeah, by 20%. Every time we use a percentage and there's a change in it, an increase or drop, we use by, not add, in, on, of, or any of the others. Okay, number 2. Andre?
The price of such televisions should peak peak in a little over 1,200. Peak in.
Are there any objections?
I think at.
Lydia, what do you think? By?
By. By.
Oh. We have a split decision. Actually, it's at.
At.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah, if you look at it carefully, the price of such televisions should peak at a little over $1,200. This is at the price that it will be.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, Alex.
The price should be reached on 2019. 9.
No, I think it's by.
Yeah.
Like
Yes, by.
This price should be reached by.
It's like saying you need to finish this project by 2009, or this price should be reached by 2009.
Like a deadline, though.
Yes, exactly. It's like a deadline or something that's expected by that year. Okay. Lydia?
Again drop. Andrei, again by. This drop by.
Well, have a look at the sentence. It might not always be by.
But you said when we see drop, it means we.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I made a mistake. I should have rephrased myself. It's not always. In most cases, when representing it in that context, like in the first one, we said over the next couple of years, this price of plasma televisions is expected to drop by 20%.
Maybe off.
So here, yes, the drop of. Yeah, the drop of 20% will make plasma televisions affordable for the average person.
It's just intuition.
So you just went with intuition. Did anyone else struggle with number 4?
I thought it would be at.
So here the focus is on the 20% drop. This drop of 20%. This drop of 20% will make plasma televisions affordable. So we've got to look at off. Okay, let's do 5. Andre?
The prices of televisions have been falling from 1956 when they first came on the market.
Perfect.
I agree. From it, because it's a perfect continuous and from since 19.
Yeah, good. So you also thought it was from?
Very close from and since.
Good. Yes. Well picked out. Okay. 6. Alex.
2000 television became available. In or at? Maybe at.
I think in.
Me too. I think in.
Maybe.
We get data.
Yes, it was in the past.
In what year?
Yes, exactly. Good.
Yeah.
So here we're talking about something that happened in the past, and it's given us a time. When we talk about years, we have to say in. In 2001, the plasma televisions became available. Very good. Okay, 7.
It's easy. From
most I imported from Japan.
Yes, from Japan, from a destination, or from a location. Okay, 8.
2.
Andre?
The journey from Japan to the local market adds to the cost.
Good. Yeah, so from to. Yeah, from Japan to the local market. Excellent. 9.
The biggest sales are at Christmas.
Good. Why do we say at?
Because of time, maybe. It's time.
Okay, yeah, it's a special time. A special time, yeah. Good. Christmas is a time of the year, which is, we use at. The prepositions of time. Very good. And finally, Lydia?
Shops open at 8 on 27 December. On.
Very good. It's a date. So we use on. Okay. It's given us the day and the month. Very good. A little bit tricky with some at the beginning.
The first question was more complicated than than other.
Yeah, we need to understand what they're saying and then the context of it. Yeah, so there's still another 3 activities that we need to do. I think you could practice them. It's all pretty much the same. You need to select words from the box that fit the best with the sentences. A great doubling, significantly, expected, shows, and so on. And then 3 and 4, I believe, will be the same. So I'll give you the link for both of these. Let's see.
I thought we must describe graphs.
Yeah, that takes a long time.
About it.
Yeah, it's actually terrifying for a lot of students.
Yes, it's because for me, I study speaking English, not academic technique, and maybe I don't know some words
Yeah, that's fine. Well, these two links, the first one I gave you is the activity sheet, and the second is the study notes. They will definitely help you to build this vocabulary when it comes to these graphs and so on. Very, very handy to keep. So store that somewhere safe on your computer where you can locate it and not lose it.
And
right. Yes.
Next lessons about 23. Yes, episode 23.
The next one, which is on Wednesday, will be the last episode. Episode.
Yes,
26.
and after that.
It's the general task about writing. This was the academic. Next week we're going to do the general writing task, and then the day after, Thursday, basically the same day, same time as today on a Thursday, we will do the repetition or revision of episode 23. Yeah. So if you'd like to, I think it was ecosystems.
Okay.
It was about the silent H. Yeah, that's it, 23. If you want to revise it before we do that for next week, you can do that, no problem.
Okay.
Okay. So there you go. I will leave you to it, and see you maybe later on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good dinner.
Bon appetit.
Thank you.